Welcome to Mind Your Business, where we sharpen the mind, strengthen the leader, and build from the inside out. I'm your host, Steve Wagner, and today's episode is about one of those most underestimated forms of strength. No, we're not talking about motivation or confidence or even hustle. We're going to talk about clarity. Now, the word clarity has been woven through previous episodes. You heard we talk about clarity when knowing yourself. Ego drowns out your clarity. Stillness fosters clarity. Essentialism creates clarity. Clarity is power. You get the idea. But clarity of what? I personally see the word used constantly. Look on platforms like LinkedIn. Every post talks about clarity. Clarity is used so much in the business world, it's bordering on cliche, like multitasking, maximizing, and I personally steer away from cliches. In reality, being clear is a foundational concept to your success, your dreams, and your happiness. Because no matter how talented you are, how disciplined you are, or how driven you are, a blurry mind cannot lead a clear life. Clarity is the sharp edge of your mind, and without it, nothing cuts through. Now, let's talk about what clarity actually is. Most people think clarity is about having all the answers, and it's really not. Clarity is about having the right answers, the essential ones, the ones that matter. Clarity is direction without confusion. It's the ability to look at a situation and see truth beneath the noise. A clear mind knows what to do, what not to do, what truly matters, and what simply is distracting. Without clarity, even the strongest mind gets dull because the mind isn't weak, it's just overwhelmed. And clarity is not intelligence, clarity is not talented, clarity is alignment. Now, why does the mind get dull? If clarity sharpens the mind, then confusion dulls it. In today's world, confusion is all around you. It's the default. We are overloaded with information, opinions, opportunities, expectations, notifications, pressure, noise. A dull mind isn't a broken mind, it's a crowded mind. When the mind is crowded, it stops seeing possibilities and starts reacting to problems. A leader with a dull mind struggles with overthinking, emotional decision-making, indecision, procrastination, impulsive responses, and mental exhaustion. Not because they're incapable, but because there's too much fog to see clearly. Clarity lifts that fog. Now, clarity and how mental sharpness work together. Imagine a knife that's been used nonstop, cutting, chopping, slicing, but never sharpened. Eventually, the blade gets dull. But nothing is wrong. It simply hasn't been given what it needs to stay sharp. And your mind is exactly the same way. You think, you plan, you solve, you decide, you process, you respond all day long. When was the last time you sharpened your mind? Sharpening mind does not mean more input. It means less noise, because clarity is not built by adding. Clarity is built by subtracting. Now, how does clarity reduce the emotional noise? Most people don't lack answers. They lack emotional space to hear the answers. When you're overwhelmed, your mind becomes filled with fear, impulse, insecurity, your past mistakes, future concerns. Your ego gets in the way, all the assumptions you have in your mind. These aren't thoughts, they're noise. Clarity removes that emotional noise so you can see things as they really are, not as your emotions interpret them. A mind sharpened by clarity can say, that's my fear talking. That's my ego talking. That's pressure talking. This is what's true. This is what really matters. A clear mind is a steady mind, and a steady mind is a powerful one. You can't focus without clarity. Focus is the natural result of knowing what deserves your energy. When clarity is present, the mind narrows in. It zooms in. It locks in. The problem is not distraction. The problem is uncertainty. When you are unclear, everything feels important. And when you are clear, only what matters remains. Clarity is not discipline. Clarity creates discipline. Because when you know exactly what needs to be done, discipline becomes a natural response. Clarity accelerates the decision-making. Indecision is mental friction. It drains energy. It slows progress. It creates stress. People don't get stuck because they don't know how to decide. They get stuck because they aren't clear on what they value. Clarity removes the gray areas. When your principles and priorities are clear, decisions are fast and firm, not rushed, not emotional, just clean. A clear mind doesn't hesitate. It chooses, it commits, it acts. Clarity makes action simple. Now, how does clarity protect your energy? A dull mind wastes a ton of energy. A sharp mind conserves it. Without clarity, you spend energy on what ifs, overthinking, worrying, rechecking, doubting yourself, explaining yourself, justifying yourself, second guessing yourself. Clarity eliminates all that. A sharp mind doesn't expend energy everywhere. It directs energy precisely. Clarity is a filter. Anything that doesn't serve the mission is removed. A sharper mind is not a busier mind. It's a more selective mind. Now, clarity strengthens the mind because it anchors it to itself something bigger, purpose. Purpose is the strongest form of clarity. And when you know why you're doing something, everything else, fear, doubt, distraction, ego, loses its power. A person with purpose is hard to stop. A person without purpose is easily distracted. Clarity sharpens the mind by giving it a target to strike. Your principles are the rules you live by. Sharpen your mind like nothing else. Clear principles act as a ruler for your decisions. They remove emotional debate. They simplify judgment. They protect your integrity. The question becomes, does this align with who I am and what I stand for? A mind anchored to principles is a mind anchored to strength. Now, how does clarity and mental calmness work together? A sharp mind is calm, not frantic, not chaotic, not overstimulated. Clarity creates calm because clarity removes confusion. When your mind is not fighting itself, it becomes peaceful. And a peaceful mind can think deeper, solve smarter, and respond better than a mind in chaos. Clarity is the foundation of mental calmness, and calmness is the foundation of mental strength. Now, here are 5 clarity-building habits that sharpen the mind. First, reduce inputs. Not every voice deserves your attention. Cut the noise. Second, ask better questions. What matters most right now? What is the real issue? What is true? Third, create space. Silence sharpens thinking. Schedule it. Fourth, define priorities. Clarity requires choosing. You cannot prioritize everything. And fifth, finally, simplify constantly. Remove what's unnecessary. Clarity is subtraction, not addition. These practices carve away the mental clutter and can leave you with a mind that cuts cleanly. Remember, clarity is power. It sharpens, it strengthens, it unlocks the highest version of your mind. A clear mind makes better decisions and stays calm under pressure. A clear mind leads with confidence. A clear mind sees what others miss, and ultimately, a clear mind builds a clear life. So this week, ask yourself, what is clouding my judgment? And what would my life look like if I choose clarity every day? Thanks for listening to Mind Your Business. If you know someone who's burnt out, tired, overwhelmed, pass this episode on to them. And in the meantime, sharpen your mind, seek clarity, lead with intention, and keep your mindset strong.